Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, scholars and dignitaries, welcome to another episode. Welcome to my world.
Hello, friends. So the comment I hear so often is, why don't they do something about that employee? He or she is so unprofessional. And yes, we can all comment on unprofessionalism. I mean, we all know people who seem to be unprofessional, from lawyers, managers, clerks, customer service reps, and even doctors and nurses. In fact, it doesn't matter if you work on the farm, in the factory, in the office, or at home. A degree of professionalism is expected and needed to accomplish any job in both an effective and efficient manner. I have seen workers do a shoddy job. I've seen workers do an incomplete job. I've seen workers procrastinate. I've seen workers who let others do their job. I've seen workers who let their personal problems affect their job performance. Workers blow up and get emotional or mad without provocation. Workers who avoid their work and dump it on their coworkers, and workers who swear, lie, cheat, and steal. I've seen workers give poor customer service or even leave clients in the lurch. I've seen some who threaten, harass, and even claim to be the victim in personal, workplace, and job-related conflicts. I've seen workers get arrested, and I've seen them quit for no reason. In fact, just a few nights ago in a retail store, I saw a clerk just quit and walk out, leaving everyone in crisis mode. So these may be workers that you might categorize as unprofessional, and believe me, there are a lot of them. In fact, of all the major issues affecting organizations, either government or private businesses, including financial issues, policy management, product development, marketing, and employee behavior, by far, employee behavior is the greatest impediment in business operations. So, for the basis of this discussion, know that study after study demonstrates that the number one issue that haunts a business or organization is the lack of professional behavior, the lack of professionalism. In fact, I've trained hundreds of workers in areas of professionalism, including integrating concepts from a canon of professional behavior, a code of ethics. Now, the word professionalism is often thrown around, and there are several definitions for professionalism. But for me, probably the most important principle, quote, to identify professionalism is, quote, it's not the job you do, it's how you do the job. And so, how do we define professionalism? Simple. To me, a professional is one who consistently performs at a higher level than others. That's the mark of a professional. And note the three essential elements: high performance, consistently high performance, and performance at an exceptional level higher than the others, that is, than average workers. So, for simplicity's sake, I've put together a list of the 10 essential features that one needs to grow into for professionalism to evolve and develop. Call them the principles that we have to follow to achieve and consistently maintain a professional demeanor at the worksite. First, produce work of the highest caliber. Now, here's a classic difference in work performance. Many workers strive for mediocrity. They will actually say, that's good enough. Whereas a professional isn't satisfied until the work is done to a higher level of perfection, until he or she is actually pleased with the accomplishment. Think of it this way. If you were an astronaut, would you want your life on a space mission where engineers said, hey, it's good enough to get them to the moon? Or where they would risk their own lives knowing that they've achieved the highest quality and caliber of production possible? Second, continue to stay abreast of constant changes in your field, no matter what it is. Technology develops in every field, and also read the journals in your field. Read, study, and improve your skill set. Third, develop problem-solving skills. For example, how are we marketing this new product? See problems as a challenge, a puzzle to be solved, and don't worry about reaching out and asking for help. So many times when I've been faced with a problem that didn't seem to have a simple solution, others stepped up and either helped by giving options or even stepped in and helped out themselves. Fourth, show constant improvement. I knew one employee who performed at exactly the same level after 3 years as she did when she was first hired. No, a hallmark of professionalism is the ability to become both more effective and more efficient, and to refine and master both the material and the tasks assigned. Yes, it takes time, but this is a hallmark feature of professional development. Fifth, maintain a constant focus on self-awareness, and that includes your communication, your appearance, your speech, your vocabulary, and your mannerisms. Sixth, remember that more than anything, professionals realize that the way they look, act, speak, and write impacts on the way that others perceive them. Your credibility, your reputation, and the respect you deserve is dependent upon one's actions and speech. Do you talk too much? Do a sociogram and count the number of interactions you have against all the others in the room. Do you talk while others are talking? Do other people roll their eyes when you're speaking? Are you too negative? I'll give you a little secret. Once in a while, the person who is the most silent can carry the greatest weight in a room because what he does say sometimes, and if it's important, others will give great attention to his words. You'll find that the quality of speech outweighs quantity of speech every time. Think first and respond when it's appropriate. Seventh, have a good attitude. Attitude may not be everything, but it certainly accounts for most of the job performance because it is the primary underlying motivation for us. And professionals know that having a positive attitude can have a considerable impact on their success. In fact, positivity energizes. It enhances creativity and it empowers people to continue, even if they don't realize that you are the energizer behind the work. Eighth, along with this, remember that professionals keep their negative emotions in check and they keep their personal lives and their personal stuff away from the workplace. And folks, we are all human and we have stuff and sometimes even negative baggage, but the professional does not allow any of that to contaminate the workplace or the job. Don't bring your problems into the workplace. Ninth, the next ingredient for professionalism is to build and maintain positive relationships with those around you. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Most people will want to impress the boss, to build a positive relationship with the boss, because where else can you get those promotions and such? But it's more important to build relationships with those around you. And that includes your coworkers, but also includes the secretary, the janitor, the office boy, the intern, even the servers at the coffee shop or lunch counter. You see, relationships aren't artificial. And if you try to be, people will see right through you. Real relationships don't manipulate, they evolve and are mutually helpful. And that really means to form good relationships with everyone. And as part of this, be sure to watch out for the two biggest traps that will most assuredly undermine your job performance: gossip and being opinionated. Again, as professionals, we strive for self-awareness and self-growth. And if nothing else, gossip and being opinionated tends to destroy relationships, even important ones. In fact, gossip alone has destroyed many people. It's brought down many corporations, even governments, and being opinionated often backfires and draws negativity back onto yourself. And 10th, strive to increase your leadership skills. Show that you're ready and can perform at a higher level. Be active instead of passive. And don't take the easier, softer way. Volunteer for assignments, ask, offer, even insist if you think that you can do the job. Follow through, and finally, accept responsibility instead of giving blame or deflection if there is a problem. So here's the picture in summary. In a major study from a prestigious college, the primary traits that employers identified with unprofessionalism included appearance, which includes attire, tattoos, and piercings; poor communication skills, including poor grammar; having a poor work ethic; having a poor attitude; being disrespectful and inconsiderate; and having a sense of entitlement to the job or to the perks without earning them or maintaining the quality of your work. On the other hand, the studies showed that what employers wanted were employees who accepted personal responsibility for decisions and actions, were competent in both verbal and written communication, who projected a professional image, and who was able to think independently. And I would add to that, someone who followed a canon of professional ethics. Now, in this study, employers did not expect someone to come in as a technical expert, and many employers prefer to train new employees on the job themselves. But overall, while you may think that those qualities are minor, employers think very highly of them, and they know that ultimately quality and efficiency depend upon having a professional staff. And as a final example, in a major study for the medical profession, the lack of professional behavior was found as the single most common call for disciplinary action against doctors and nurses. The lack of professional behavior. And that's the number one issue that haunts any business or organization, the lack of professionalism. Hey, be safe, be well, and remember that you don't need to strive to be perfect, but strive to be better, and may God bless.